Most people believe that the end of life arrives loudly with hospital alarms, dramatic moments, or sudden goodbyes. But for many seniors, the final chapter comes quietly, almost gently, wrapped in ordinary days that look just like any other. The truth is, some of the most meaningful signs are easy to miss, not because they are frightening, but because they are subtle. Today, I want to speak about 5 quiet signs that many seniors and their families often overlook in the last year of life, not to create fear, but to create awareness, presence, and peace. One of the first quiet changes is a shift in priorities. Things that once felt important, arguments, possessions, unfinished plans, begin to lose their weight. A senior may no longer care about winning debates or proving a point. Instead, they seek calm conversations, familiar routines, and emotional comfort. This is not giving up on life. It is life gently teaching what truly matters. Many people misunderstand this as boredom or depression, but often it is clarity. The heart begins to focus less on achievement and more on meaning. Another subtle sign is a growing desire for simplicity and rest. Seniors may sleep more, speak less, and enjoy quiet moments rather than busy social interactions. Crowds can feel overwhelming, and long conversations may feel tiring. This is not laziness or weakness, it is the body conserving energy and the soul turning inward. Sometimes the greatest comfort comes from sitting in silence with someone, holding a hand, or watching the light change outside a window. These moments may seem small, but they are deeply significant. A third quiet sign is an emotional softening. Seniors may become more forgiving, more sentimental, or unexpectedly emotional. They might bring up old memories, talk about people from long ago, or express love more openly than before. Some may apologize for things they never mentioned in decades. Others may want to say thank you more often. This emotional openness is not random, it is the heart preparing to leave without carrying regret. When this happens, listening becomes more important than speaking. Another sign that often goes unnoticed is a gradual withdrawal from the future. Seniors may stop making long-term plans or show little interest in events months away. They might say things like, "You go ahead," or "I'll see how I feel," without realizing why. This is not hopelessness, it is an inner awareness that time is becoming more precious, more immediate. Life is no longer measured in years, but in moments. When this happens, being present matters far more than trying to push optimism. The final quiet sign is a deeper acceptance of life itself. Seniors may talk about death calmly, without fear, or speak about it indirectly through spiritual thoughts, gratitude, or reflections on life's journey. They may express contentment, even if their body is weak. This acceptance is not surrender, it is wisdom. It is the understanding that life was lived, love was given, and lessons were learned. In many cases, there is more peace than pain, if we allow it. These signs are not warnings meant to frighten us. They are invitations to slow down, to listen carefully, to say what needs to be said, and to love without distraction. For seniors, recognizing these changes can bring peace instead of confusion. For families, noticing them can turn ordinary days into sacred ones. The last year of life is not only about endings, it is also about connection, reflection, and quiet beauty. When we stop missing the signs, we stop missing the moments, and those moments are often the most meaningful. Love. As people grow older, there often comes a quiet but powerful shift in what truly matters to them. It doesn't arrive with announcements or dramatic decisions. Instead, it settles gently into the heart. Things that once felt urgent, status, money, arguments, unfinished ambitions, begin to lose their grip. A senior may notice that they no longer feel the need to prove themselves or compete with others. The desire to be right fades, and the desire to be at peace grows stronger. This change can be confusing for family members who may think their loved one is losing interest in life, when in reality, they are finally seeing life more clearly. In this stage, relationships take on a deeper meaning. Seniors may care less about how often people visit and more about how sincere those moments feel. A short, loving conversation can mean more than hours of polite talk. They may become selective with their energy, choosing calm companionship over busy gatherings. This is not withdrawal, it is discernment. Time feels precious, and it is no longer wasted on things that drain the spirit. Material possessions also begin to matter less. Objects that were once guarded carefully may suddenly seem unimportant. Seniors might give away belongings, organize old items, or express a desire for simplicity. This is not about preparing for loss, but about lightening the emotional load. Letting go of excess becomes a form of freedom. What remains valuable are memories, shared laughter, and meaningful connections. There is also a noticeable change in how conflicts are viewed. Old grudges soften. The need to revisit past arguments fades. Seniors may choose silence over confrontation, not because they are afraid, but because peace feels more valuable than winning. Many begin to understand that holding on to anger takes more energy than letting go. Forgiveness, even when unspoken, becomes a gift they give themselves. Perhaps the most profound part of this shift is the growing appreciation for small, ordinary moments. Watching the sunrise, listening to birds, enjoying a warm cup of tea, or sitting quietly with someone they love brings a deep sense of contentment. Life is no longer measured by big achievements, but by gentle, meaningful experiences. This quiet shift is not a sign of giving up. It is a sign of wisdom. It reflects a lifetime of learning what truly lasts. When seniors begin to value peace over pressure, love over pride, and presence over possessions, they are not stepping away from life, they are finally embracing its deepest truth. As people move into the later years of life, it is very common for the body and mind to gently ask for more rest and less noise. This change does not happen suddenly, and it is often misunderstood. Seniors may begin to sleep longer, take more frequent naps, or simply enjoy sitting quietly without doing much at all. Family members may worry and assume something is wrong, but in many cases, this is a natural and meaningful transition. The body has worked hard for decades, and now it seeks restoration rather than stimulation. Along with the need for rest comes a reduced tolerance for noise and busyness. Loud conversations, crowded places, constant television, or too many visitors can feel overwhelming. What once felt energizing may now feel exhausting. Seniors may choose silence over sound, solitude over socializing, and calm over chaos. This is not loneliness, it is the nervous system asking for peace. Quiet environments allow the mind to feel safe, settled, and unpressured. In this stage of life, energy becomes more precious. Seniors may become very aware of how quickly they tire and how deeply rest restores them. They may cancel plans more often or prefer shorter visits. This is not rejection of others, it is self-care. When rest is respected, seniors often feel more present and emotionally available during the moments they do engage. Quality replaces quantity. There is also an emotional comfort found in stillness. Silence allows thoughts to slow down and feelings to surface gently. Seniors may reflect more, remember more, and feel more deeply during quiet moments, sitting by a window, listening to nature, or simply breathing calmly can bring a sense of peace that words cannot. In these moments, life does not feel empty, it feels complete. Many seniors also discover that quiet strengthens connection. Sitting together without talking, holding a hand, or sharing a peaceful moment can feel more meaningful than long conversations. Presence becomes more important than entertainment. The need to fill every silence disappears, replaced by comfort and trust. This growing desire for rest and quiet is not a sign of weakness or withdrawal from life. It is a sign of alignment. The body and soul are working together, asking for gentleness instead of strain. When families understand and respect this need, they offer a great gift. By allowing seniors to rest, by lowering the noise, and by honoring silence, we create space for peace, dignity, and deep emotional comfort in the final chapters of life. As life moves into its later seasons, emotions often begin to soften in ways that surprise both seniors and the people around them. Feelings that were once tightly guarded slowly come to the surface. Seniors may become more open with their emotions, expressing love, gratitude, regret, or tenderness more freely than they did before. This change is not weakness or emotional instability. It is a natural unfolding that happens when the heart no longer feels the need to protect itself as strongly as it once did. Many seniors begin to revisit memories from long ago, stories from childhood, early marriages, old friendships, and past struggles may come up more often. These memories are not random. They carry emotional weight, and sharing them becomes a way of making sense of a lifetime. Talking about the past allows seniors to honor their journey, to feel seen, and to feel understood. Sometimes they repeat the same stories, not because they forget, but because those moments still matter deeply to them. There is also often a growing willingness to forgive. Old resentments that once felt justified may start to feel heavy and unnecessary. Seniors may reach out to people they drifted away from or speak kindly about someone they once struggled with. In some cases, they may apologize for things that happened decades earlier. This is not about reopening wounds. It is about closing emotional circles. The heart seeks peace, and forgiveness becomes a path toward that peace. At the same time, expressions of love often become simpler and more direct. Seniors may say "I love you" more often, hold hands longer, or show affection in small, meaningful ways. They may become more emotional during conversations or feel moved by music, photos, or quiet moments. Tears may come more easily, but they are not always tears of sadness. Often, they are tears of release, gratitude, or deep connection. This emotional openness can feel unfamiliar to family members who are used to seeing their loved one as strong, reserved, or emotionally distant. It is important to understand that this change is not a loss of control. It is a sign that the heart feels safe enough to be honest. Seniors are no longer performing roles or hiding behind expectations. They are simply being real. When emotions soften, listening becomes more important than fixing. Seniors do not always need advice or reassurance. They need presence. They need someone willing to sit with their feelings, to hear their words without rushing them, and to accept their emotions without judgment. This stage of emotional openness is a gift. It allows deeper connection, healing, and understanding. When we welcome it with patience and compassion, we help seniors feel valued, respected, and deeply loved, often in ways they may not have experienced before. As people reach the later stages of life, there is often a quiet and gradual letting go of long-term plans. This change can be subtle and is frequently misunderstood. Seniors may stop talking about future goals, distant travel, or plans months or years ahead. They may respond to questions about the future with phrases like "we'll see" or "whatever happens is fine." To others, this can sound like loss of hope, but in reality, it is often a deep shift in awareness rather than sadness. With age comes a natural understanding that time is no longer something to spend carelessly. Seniors begin to live more in the present moment. Instead of focusing on what might happen next year or even next month, attention moves to today, this conversation, this meal, this moment of comfort. The future, once full of plans and expectations, slowly releases its grip. Life is no longer about building or chasing, but but about being and experiencing. This letting go also brings a sense of emotional relief. Long-term plans often carry pressure, deadlines, responsibilities, and expectations. When seniors step away from them, they often feel lighter. There is less anxiety about what must be done and more acceptance of what already is. The mind rests when it no longer needs to control outcomes. This does not mean seniors stop caring about life. It means they stop forcing it. Many seniors also become more flexible during this time. If plans change or events don't happen, they are less likely to feel disappointed. There is a quiet trust that things will unfold as they are meant to. This acceptance is not passive, it is wise. It reflects years of learning that not everything needs to be planned to be meaningful. Family members may feel uncomfortable with this shift and try to encourage future planning, thinking it will motivate or uplift their loved one. While the intention is loving, it is important to respect where the senior is emotionally. Pushing future plans can feel overwhelming or unnecessary. What seniors often need more is reassurance that it is okay to live one day at a time. Letting go of long-term plans also opens space for deeper connection. Without the distraction of tomorrow, seniors can fully engage in today's relationships. Conversations become richer. Moments become more intentional. Presence replaces preparation. This quiet release of the future is not a sign of giving up on life. It is a sign of acceptance, clarity, and peace. Seniors are not turning away from life, they are meeting it exactly where it is, with calm awareness and gentle dignity. As life reaches its later chapter, many seniors develop a calm and gentle acceptance of life and mortality. This acceptance does not usually come from sudden realization or fear. Instead, it grows quietly over time, shaped by experience, loss, love, and reflection. Death is no longer a distant or shocking idea. It becomes a natural part of the story of living. Seniors may begin to speak about it casually, indirectly, or even peacefully, not because they want life to end, but because they have come to understand its full cycle. This acceptance often brings a surprising sense of calm. Seniors may no longer fear the unknown as much as they once did. After witnessing the passing of friends, siblings, or a spouse, death feels familiar rather than terrifying. There is an understanding that life is temporary, and that this has always been true. What changes is not life's length, but how deeply it is appreciated. Many seniors begin to focus less on how much time remains and more on the meaning found within each day. With this acceptance also comes gratitude. Seniors may express thankfulness for simple things: a warm bed, a kind word, a shared memory. They often reflect on their life with honesty, acknowledging both mistakes and successes without harsh judgment. There is less need to rewrite the past and more willingness to accept it as it was. This reflection brings peace, because resisting reality requires far more energy than accepting it. Spiritual thoughts may also become more present. Even for those who were not deeply spiritual before, seniors may speak about faith, destiny, or the idea of reuniting with loved ones who have passed. Others may simply talk about wanting rest or feeling content. These conversations are not signs of despair. They are expressions of inner readiness and trust. The soul feels settled. Family members sometimes struggle with this stage because they fear that acceptance means surrender, but acceptance is not giving up. It is letting go of fear. Seniors are not choosing death over life. They are choosing peace over resistance. They still value love, connection, and comfort. They still enjoy laughter, conversation, and presence. What changes is that they no longer fight the natural flow of time. This calm acceptance can actually deepen relationships. Seniors may become more patient, more gentle, and more emotionally available. They are less reactive and more reflective. Conversations feel meaningful because there is honesty without urgency. When we allow seniors to speak openly about life and mortality without shutting them down or changing the subject, we give them dignity. We honor their wisdom. In this acceptance lies a quiet strength, a reminder that a life fully lived does not end in fear, but in understanding, peace, and grace.